Hey, welcome to Board Game Casual. In this video, I'm going to be checking out gamemarketwest, a showcase of indie tabletop and board games here in the Bay Area of California. I'll talk with as many of the designers and cover as many of the games that I can. Everything from smaller publishing houses to passionate designers who've painstakingly handmade copies of their game one by one. I'll hand out some Board Game Casual stickers, talk with a few familiar faces in the industry, and I might even hand out some awards. In fact, I got so much footage of so many games, I'll probably have to break this up into multiple videos. So consider this part one.
Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm the organizer of Game Market West, a tabletop game market for indie designers to showcase and sell their games. It usually happens every 6 months. There's one in the spring and one in the fall. The next one will probably be around mid-September, likely in this same location, Guild House, which is a beer hall usually that has both video games and board games. I'm just super proud of all the designers that came today. Some made their game for the very first time, and I couldn't be more proud of them. And also we had some special guests such as Tom Lehman, who designed Race for the Galaxy and Res Arcana, and then of course vendors that did special art and of course custom dice. I'd love for you to check it out sometime.
Hi, I'm Chris Solis, and I'm a local game designer and publisher here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Let me tell you about our game, the Massiverse Fighting Card Game. Based on the Image comic by the same name, we have a new suite of superheroes. What if you found out you were a Power Ranger in your mid-30s when you were broke? That's what the comic book series is about, and we've gotten those characters and transformed it into our 5-minute dueling card game. We basically distilled what's cool about games like Street Fighter down to simple essence. You play quick duels between these characters. You put cards face down, you reveal them to do damage to each other, they become exhausted over time. Play cards, deal damage. Do you want that card back? You need to play rest. That picks up your cards. That's the cycle. But you gotta watch out, because if you get hit while resting with the execute attack, you instantly lose. So the tension of the game is, yes, I need to do damage, I need to get my cards back, but I gotta watch out for that instant one-hit KO. The Massiverse Fighting Card Game, now available through some distribution, but you can also get it on our website, solisgamestudio.com.
Hi, I'm Kenner Cooprider, designer of Disgraced House. This is a suitless trick-taking game where players are competing samurai cat clans trying to win the throne. In this game, you'll be taking tricks using dual-numbered cards. The 7 black number is your natural number. You can play that, or if you're willing to spend fate, you can turn it into a 10. So every card, you're gonna have a choice of which value to use. As you play tricks, you'll be winning a point if you win the trick until the last trick. On the last trick, you do not want to be the high card. You'll actually get points if you're any other card besides the high card. The higher you are, the better. Just don't be the highest. That's the basic mechanic. There's also various special cards that players will receive, and will give them powers at the start of the game for the whole hand, or it's going to be during the hand you'll use these cards. You'll play 4 to 5 hands. It plays 2 to 6 players, ages 8 and up, and it's a lot of fun. Here's how to find it. We're going to be doing a Kickstarter this fall for Disgraced House. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Carter Coons. I'm the creator of Little Lords. This is actually my first game I've made. So this is a bunch of different lords in a forest, and you're competing to conquer the most lands. And to do that, you're going to build towers here and collect resources. Each character has their own special ability. So black has stronger attacks, green can build easier, red has more meeples, and blue has a lot quicker movement. So there's different strategies to each player in the game. And at the end of the game, you're going to want to count all the points in between your towers, and whoever has the most wins. Strategize as much as you can, because it's a very difficult revenge-invoking game. Right now, these are all the games I have. You can visit our website, cartriogames.com, and we're working on production and should hopefully get that out as soon as we can.
Hi, this is Matt from Space Mode Games. We've got Gadget Grid here. This is a ever-shifting head-to-head battle arena, 1 to 8 players. No player elimination though. So how it works is we have a bunch of hazards and power-ups and monsters all on the board, constantly appearing, disappearing, shifting around. On your turn, your goal is to pick up as many of those power-ups as you can while avoiding the hazards and other players. Get to a point where you can damage the other players. We've got Each player has 3 life gizmos across the top here. Take a hit, you lose one of the 3. If you lose all 3 of them, you become zomboid, so your turns change. You no longer have access to the gadgets and gizmos on the board. All you can do is shamble around. If you catch another player, you grab one of their life gizmos and you're back in the game. Everybody's in till everybody's out. Last player standing wins. You can buy our game at spacemolegames.com.
Hi, I'm Patrick with Space Mole Games. I'm happy to talk about our upcoming game here that we're hoping to start on a Kickstarter pretty soon. This is called Chronofiends. It's a little bit like a dungeon crawler, but it's set in space. You'll be exploring a space station by adding these tiles to the board. As you do, you're going to be spending time. The bad news is that everything you do takes time. And as you're doing it, you're going to be spending these points. Eventually, everyone is going to use up their time here, and the loop resets. Everything that you do has to be done again, except that you have a little bit less time to do it in. So it's a little bit of a peril. The good news is that you also learn skills at the same time. So the next time you do the loop, you're a little bit better at it. So there's a mitigation of using time and having less time to do it again, but it takes less time because you're a little bit more skilled. Overall, it takes maybe an hour and 15 minutes, depending on your players. And yeah, it's great for players of any age. The game will be hopefully coming out on Kickstarter in a couple months. They should definitely check out our website, spacemolegames.com, where they can learn more.
Hi, my name is Christian Mitrano. I'm the creator of OFMOS. Here at this event, we have OFMOS Essential. This is an abstract game rooted in real-world corporate strategy modeling. 2 to 4 players, 13 years or older, and actually when you play in abstract, you can go even younger. They play to make the most points or the most money. What's unique about this particular game is that the board can be created in any kind of layout. You use these tiles, you shuffle them, so it allows for a lot of fun, new experiences every time. The player with the most points wins. As you can see on the table, we have 3 flavors, 2 of them created specifically for the event. We have a starter kit, we have 3 specially for this event. If you cannot make it here, you can find them on Etsy. Otherwise, visit ofmos.com, and hope I'll talk to you soon.
Hi, I'm Louise.
And I'm Christina.
And we made Just Add Oil, a Chinese learning language game. And basically, it's a party game where you and your friends split up into 2 teams, and you try to get them to guess as many words as possible within 1 minute. First round, you can say anything except for the word. Second round, you can use a 1-word hint, and the third round is charades.
We played with our friends and family. It's a lot of fun. And if you want to pick up your own copy, you can find us on Instagram, justadoil.game, also in stores in SF.
Hi, my name is Gary Kazmarsik, and I am the designer of Juven Isle. And that is a map building game. You have 72 unique cards, and they have these 6 faction symbols on them, and little pathways that connect everything out on the map. On your turn, you're going to play a card from your hand. You're going to expand the map out. You must do that every turn. After that, though, you may optionally play one of your scoring tokens. Now, you have a limited number of scoring tokens. You may not have all 6 based on player count. But let's say you wanted to score the coconuts. You would place a coconut. You'd claim one of these white symbols there. Those are neutral ports. You are claiming them for the coconuts in this case. And you score 1 point for the token you place, plus every symbol that matches that you connect to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up here there's 6 and 7. Now, the next person who comes and plays coconuts, there's 1 more token on there, so they score 8. So you want to kind of hold off. But the key is, the way you track your score is by drawing cards from the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 72 cards in the deck, and this deck is used to build the map. You draw into your hand, and it's the maximum number of points that you are scoring in the game. Every time you're playing one of these tokens, you're cutting the map. So if a banana was to play here, note that the coconut would only score 5 because it wouldn't be able to score these 2 down here. The other thing you can do is you can choose to play the flip side of each scoring token, and that's the pirate. When you play a pirate, it kills that entire card. All the pathways are gone, all the symbols on it are gone, and no one can use it. And the game ends when the deck's done.
And where can people get your game?
I'm only doing it through game markets right now, but that may change.
Hey there, I'm Josh, and this is my game Zoo Tiles. Zoo Tiles is loosely based on the characters of the lunar zodiac. So if you're familiar with, like, you're the monkey, you're the ox, you're the tiger, all that stuff, then this might be a game that you're interested in. what you'll see here is that you've got, it's basically Lunar Zodiac meets dominoes, if you want a really quick and dirty description. What you're trying to do ultimately is to take these creature tiles and you're trying to make squares where creatures that are compatible with each other complete a square. And if a square is completed in the game and all the creatures in the square are friendly or compatible with each other, the player who was responsible for that square removes them and scores points. The first person to 12 points wins. So yeah, that's Zoo Tiles. You can find it online. Hopefully you can find it at your local game store. I know Amazon has it, but please try your local game store first. It's also distributed by Japanime Games currently. We're on social media, so you can find us there as well.
I'm Thomas Cardwell. This is P&W, card games inspired by the Pacific Northwest. It's a collection of 6 games that I designed that are all playable with just a standard deck of playing cards. So all you need is that deck of playing cards, but each chapter in the book is something I love about the Pacific Northwest. So you'll find running around a forest, exploring and collecting sets of mushrooms like 3 of a kind. But you'll also find a deck building game where you're salmon trying to reach your spawning grounds faster than your opponent. A worker placement game where you're pods of orcas, stuff like that. So combining board games and card games into this lovely book. It's illustrated throughout by a Seattle local illustrator, Megan Weir-Whedon, and you can find it at gameswell.shop.
Hi, my name is Chrysanna Rose, and this is Chrysanna Rose Dice. I'm a handmade dice maker. I cast resin dice in my garage, small batch, very individual designs. I do custom work. I have singles, sets. Sometimes we do special silicone dice if you like something squishy and bouncy. I'm really fond of the larger D20s. We call them chunks.
One thing I noticed about your dice was that they had beautiful, straight cut edges. Tell me your opinion.
So straight edges, we call them sharp edges, is a sign of handmade dice because when you're getting a mass manufactured dice, they don't polish them by hand. They have to tumble them in very large tumblers. For handmade dice, what you're doing is you're sanding them one side at a time and polishing them at each grit until you get that nice shine. And that's the only way to do it is by hand. I also sew dice bags and dice trays to go with the dice that you get. And you can find me at Instagram, Chrysanna Rose Dice, on Etsy, Chrysanna Rose, and I have a website, chrysannarose.com.
Hi, I'm Ron. I'm one of the co-designers of Takeover, and this is my co-designer here.
Hey, I'm Phil. I'm also a co-designer and also artist and graphic designer on Takeover.
Takeover is a ladder climbing game for up to 3 players. You'll be vying for control of the last publicly traded city, and you'll be doing that by playing what is called a ladder climbing game. If you're not familiar with that, it's basically a game where it's a card game where the previously played hand, you're gonna have to beat with a stronger hand of the same kind. So say we have a 3 of a kind here, you'd have to beat it with a higher 3 of a kind. So this is a pretty traditional kind of card game, but we've modernized it with a couple different elements that give you some tactical outs and flexibility.
You're able to deploy specialists with their game-changing powers. This lets you have another player forced to take an action they might not want. And you can also use this area here, a shared market of cards called the Undercity, to improve your hand. So basically, I could take these 10s here and beat these 10s here, right? Or I can also swap. So let's say I don't want these 2s. I can use this to build a better hand. And the first player to go out first takes a city and wins the game.
You can go to finalgames.com to order. We got another shipment coming in, so you can buy direct from the site. And you can check out more on BGG. There's a design diary on there as well, so you can learn more how we came up with it.
Hello, I'm Pete Gelman, Sir Deer and Owls Games at gamemarketwest. Very happy to be here. I'd like to show you 3 of my games. First, Rallybird Baseball, a 1-hour easy board game, easy but meaningful decisions for offense and defense. 1 hour. We also have Cabbage Rooster, which combines a trick-taking game with tile game. It's the eternal war between the stingy rooster, who's a bully, and the hero, the Cabbage Man. Also featuring the hound dog. You play a trick, and then you lay down a tile. And what you can do with the tiles depends on how the trick goes. We have a lot of fun with that. Our big hit is Shiphead. It's a game where you try to get rid of all your cards. You can see our friends are playing it right now. You have cards on the table, face up, face down, and cards in your hand. You have to play the same number as the previous player or a lower number up to a set of 4. If you complete a set of 4, you yell, "Ship it!" and you push it to the side. But if you play a higher number, you got to take it in your hand. And that's bad because you want to get rid of all your cards. We have a lot of fun with that game. It plays fast and a lot of exuberance. That's how I am too. So check out Chiphead. It's on Amazon. And you check out my website, SirDeerandOwls.com. That's an anagram for World Series because I like baseball. Drop me a line and I can help you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, RJ.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence, and this is my game Propaganda. In Propaganda, 2 players play as warring nations while all the other players play as global superpowers. And the goal is those superpowers are going to give one of those 2 players points because they want to tie the scores. But the catch is they don't actually get to see the final board. They only get to see photos those 2 players have taken throughout the game. So as players take photos, they're cropping things, they're angling things, they're telling some half-truths, and the global superpowers have to kind of decipher what actually happened in order to figure out who is actually losing and who to give points to. And it's a game, it's a negotiation game, all about trying to convince people and tell some lies, and make sure that you're the one who seems weaker even if you're not.
So where can people find your game?
Honestly, right now, it's been Game Market exclusive, and this might be the last time I sell it. If I have some leftover copies, I might sell a few more at a future Game Market, or I might be able to deliver my last few copies if people message me, but this might be it.
Hi, I'm Lyric. I'm the designer and also the game creator, and these are the games I have created. So this one is called Oishii. It's a 2 to 5 players game, and it is for those who love delicious food and also kawaii charm. In this game, you and your friends will be each running kind of like a food stall, and you will create delicious combo menu sets and try to compete to get guests. At the end of the game, whoever gets most guests and serve the most dishes will win the game. Yeah, this game is great for those who really loves food, and also it's kind of like you must have. Yeah, it's like 100-ish dishes. And this one is called Pumpkin Rally. It's a 2 players game. So for this game, your goal is to get all these pumpkins that's currently scattered across the map. So you start from here, and your opponent will start from the other side, and you 2 will try to collect the pumpkins home. On your turn, you can either try to rotate the map card around you to try to create a path to help you access the pumpkins, or you can move to get a pumpkin, or you can use one of the potion cards, and this potion card can either set a trap to your opponent, or it can help you advance to your destination. So at the end of the game, who get the most pumpkins home will win the game. Yeah, that's basically where all my games, and I also have some very cute kind of like merchandise stuff, and you will be able to find me on Instagram. You just need to search yo.doggies, or you can also find me on my website. It's yodoggies.com, and you can get every details. Thank you, I'm glad to meet you.
Hi, I'm Hannah from the Anti-Anxiety Card Game. This is a game designed to break cycles of stress and anxiety. Each card set is a different kind of prompt to help break you out of those. Physical activities, grounding activities, engaging with media or puzzles. You can pull a card and do whatever the prompt tells you to do for some fast relief. You can play it as a memory match game, matching by color with friends or on your own. If you make a match, everybody does the same prompt and you share a bet. Or you can do a journaling page inspired by 1 to 3 cards, fitting whatever inspires you onto the page. We are online on Etsy, on Instagram, or available via email at the Anti-Anxiety Card Game.
Now, aside from all the designers and games on display, there were some notable folks in attendance as well. You probably recognize these guys.
Hello, and welcome to the Misplay. Did you get the cue? You didn't even wait for like the cue. Like there's like a whole thing you got to do. There's the misplay.
He abandoned me.
No, we were just making sure you were ready.
Hello and welcome to the misplay,
where we put on name badges for events that we're not really, we're not vendors at.
My name is Mark.
My name is Jason, and actually we have a special guest. We have RJ.
Board Game Casual. What are you taking away from today?
What am I taking away from today? I'm going to take what you said a second ago, because you're like, I feel like an imposter here. Mark literally just said to me, I feel like an imposter here. Because we don't have a game that we can put on the table yet. But what I said to Mark was, we could be here as the misplay. We could have a table as the misplay. We don't have a game out yet, but here's our podcast, here's our stickers. That's what I'm taking away, is that we can start doing things in the community.
Well, Jason, you said you're an imposter. I'm a tourist.
Well, you said you're an imposter. I'm not an imposter.
I'm coming away with swag. I bought board games. I got 6 of them.
Good value. You like card games. That was your thing.
There's a trick-taking game in here.
The first time I ever asked you about games, you're like, I like card games. And I'm like, I'm building a board game with a dude who wants to just play spades. But
a little bit.
Here we are. We just had the interview with Randy O'Connor on the misplay. Listen, how to run a demo and how to talk to somebody who's just walking by your table. In 1 minute, you have less than that to capture their attention. And how do you get them to be like, oh, that's cool, I'll try that.
I was impressed by the 2-minute teach for Multiverse.
Yeah.
Massiverse. I was impressed by the 2-minute teach for the Massiverse game that we played.
You got to do the outro.
Oh. The Misplay Podcast is brought to you by our sponsors, Mike C., Missy, JP Savard, Parney, Kyle Flowers, Odd Joes, Brian, Binns, and Peter. Consider donating at patreon.com/themisplay. If you'd like to become a featured sponsor of the show, find our FAQ in Discord.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
There's a lot more games to cover and many more awesome people to talk to, so be sure to stay tuned for part 2. Maybe give the channel a subscribe if you haven't already to ensure you don't miss it. More importantly though, go check out the Game Market West site and go check out these games and help support independent game designers.